everyone, welcome to Punches of Pink episode 13. Today I'm going to update you on what has happened since the last time I updated you on my health and the pregnancy and the news we got from the doctor. Right after I released the video on that Sunday, I started miscarrying into Monday and Tuesday. And I knew when I released the video I was going to have an answer, and I just didn't expect it to be in St. Louis again with, I was around great friends, but last year it was also in St. Louis and I was around the same friends, and last year was so different because I didn't have answers, and this year we had an answer prior to me going, so I kind of still had hope, but I was still in limbo. I think I shared that. And so what ended up happening was I did photo shoots all day Monday, and it was a blast. I always have fun creating with my friends, and even when I'm going through something like that. But Monday night into Tuesday was the hardest, and I did write a blog and a newsletter about it. And I apologize if it was TMI because I just wanted to be real about what I was going through. And it was pretty devastating physically. I'd already worked through a lot of the emotions I had found, but it was still really, really hard to work through the physical part because I was in somebody else's home, and not that I wasn't welcome, but I felt so bad because I was dirtying up their bathroom or their bed, the sheets. I was so afraid to go to sleep because I was bleeding that bad. And so I've made it through that transition, and I want to celebrate the fact that I did survive that night, and I had a really good attitude about it, and I was thankful that it didn't happen anywhere else, like say at the airport the next day. That would have been even harder. And so I'm so glad it happened in a friend's home, and she and her husband made me feel so welcome. I didn't have to worry about anything. And so on that part, my body has finally readjusted back to real life, and I've gone through the worst part of the physical. With Mother's Day coming up, I really wanted to go ahead and do this video for a lot of folks that maybe have had miscarriages but not had their babies yet, or still struggling with the trying to conceive and trying to make this happen, this dream happen. Because I'll be honest, I really still don't feel like I'm a mother of anything. I've had 2 miscarriages, but I don't feel like I've mothered anything. I've carried something, though. I have carried that little dream, and whether or not that dream stayed with me to fruition, is not the point. It's just, the point was I carried something for an amount of time. I just didn't get to keep it, and it didn't stick around. So some of the ways that I work through grief and learning how to deal with emotions is, first of all, letting myself have emotions. And in the last few weeks, I've been keeping myself busy, not in a negative way or an unhealthy way, but in a way that helps me process all of the emotions that I've been going through, and processing with my husband as we grieved together. And so a couple of the things that I tangibly did was I took myself to see my Big Fat Greek Wedding too. And I really cried throughout most of it. It's not that it's a sad movie. It's that it was triggering a lot of emotions and desires and dreams that were in me that my heart was disappointed about, but I still had hope at the same time for a legacy, for my husband and I to leave a physical legacy here and see what our physical children look like. And so there was a lot of tears shed just taking myself to a movie. And as I processed the emotions, I just felt like that's just one of the few ways that I am able to do that. And it's not the most fun, because I really hate crying in public, but I was just sobbing in the movie theater. I think there was maybe 3 of us in there. I went on opening day in the middle of the day, and I just took myself there, and I was like, you need this. You need to sit down and just let yourself pour out everything. And so I did it that day, and it was really awesome. And just not easy, but it was awesome. So another thing I've been doing to work through loss and also not get lost is realizing that I have a job as a photographer to help my clients on their wedding day. And I'm there to capture all of their moments, all of their emotions, all of their details, all of these things that they've been dreaming about. And I find that when you're helping other people, it's another way to heal because you're thinking of somebody other than just yourself. And yes, I could sit and mope in a corner, or I could go out and help other people, which is usually what I end up doing because I do have a gift. And I don't ever want to not use my gift. I don't want to shut down and sit in a pit. I want to get out there and engage people. I want to engage myself within. I want to engage ideas and I want to engage in concepts I would never think about before. Even concepts going through this miscarriage. I've had visualizations for images that I may or may not do. I don't know. We'll see. But serving my clients has really been one of the joys of all of April, is just being able to engage in that and keep myself busy in a very healthy way versus avoiding all of the emotions and just kind of like canceling everything. That just doesn't work for me. I have always had a deep desire to keep moving forward. It doesn't mean I'm avoiding things. It just means that I want to get up and keep moving. And if I want to take a break on the side of the road, I'll do that. And if I want to get up and just keep walking, I will do that. So part of this video is really going to be centered around going through loss without getting lost. And I've already touched on a couple of things that I feel like I've been able to, you don't get lost in the emotion, you don't get lost in depression or lost in grief, or just lost in ways that just kind of keep you stuck. I want to encourage on going through it without losing your way or getting lost in darkness. One of my personal biggest challenge was to walk through comparison because, and I do this all the time because I'm an artist and I'm always comparing myself to other artisans. But when it comes to trying to start a family and you're learning about yourself and you're learning about your body, and a lot of other people want to offer suggestions and advice, but then the hard part is after you've followed certain things and you still have a miscarriage, and now you're watching everybody else have their babies and everybody else is fine and they're all pregnant and you're not. The hardest part is to compare yourself and blame yourself for something you may have not had control over. And so I've really been taking a step back from that and not letting comparison completely shut me down. I also had to do this when telling my story. I was like, just because my life story has happened this way does not mean it's a bad thing. It just means that it's mine and I have to own my own story. And sharing my own story. I don't want to share somebody else's out of, their experiences. I need to share from my heart and my experience what I'm personally walking through. And so comparison will just literally kill everything that you need to share for yourself. So what I had to start doing to not get lost was stop looking at baby pictures and stop looking at everybody's statuses and pregnancy and all this stuff. I had to just take a time away to block that, just kind of block it out for now. Like, I'm better now, but like in the last few weeks, I just had to like learn how to just shut it off because everybody else just seems so blissfully happy online and they're not having any troubles whatsoever, right? We know people have troubles, but they don't always share those troubles. And I'm one of those. I would rather share as I'm going through it as well as when I'm on the other side. So that's one thing I did to help myself not get lost, is kind of turn off a lot of social media and stop looking at other people and learn how to work through my own grief. That way I could truly be happy for everybody else as they're getting their dream and their babies are coming to pass. And, some of them are actually birthing them and some of them are in transition. And some people I've met when I was pregnant, I was just meeting people and they're still pregnant. So, I want to be genuinely happy for them, and I'm almost at that place where I'm actually genuinely encouraging and cheerleading them on their way. One of my second points is to walk through it, not around it. Don't avoid all the emotions and things that come with when you're walking through a life challenge. It's really easy to get caught up in trying to avoid the pain, but you need to actually access the pain, and whatever it takes to access it and then walk through it, you're gonna heal a lot. I'm not gonna say quicker, but you're able to move forward and you're healing a lot faster. Another point is to give yourself time. Everybody grieves differently. For every situation, there is that's very hurtful. There could be a different lengthy grieving process. For me, the miscarriage, here I am a little bit over a month out, the physical has happened. But the emotional, I had an extra couple of weeks to really start processing everything emotionally. But give yourself an amount of time. Don't get caught up in the comparison of, well, it took so-and-so so long to get pregnant, or it took so-and-so this long to get over something. You need to really just be personal about the time that you need. And it's okay to shut it off, and it's okay to shut it down for a while, to just focus on yourself. Take the time. You're going to thank yourself later. Another point I put is looking for the light. Because when you're in dark places and you're in dark feelings and you're feeling really a darkness surrounding you, there's always going to be a light somewhere to help redirect your focus back to God, back to the love that it's been waiting to invade your heart. So even in photography, I'm always looking for the light. A lot of the times we're not looking for shadows, but shadows are there. But I'm always looking for the light to highlight what's going on with myself or with my subject. And it's a part of a love factor too, that light really does invade my heart to light up every dark place, and every dark feeling and every dark thing is cast out when the light hits it. So look for the light in your situation. And there's always going to be something, even if it's just a little spark, even if it's a micro LED. Look for the light. One of my last tips is to make a lot of art. And whatever that looks like for you, I want you to access it. For me, it is photography, and it is a lot of different elements that I get myself mixed up into. Right as I was going on the trip, before the miscarriage happened, I was working on paper mache. And by the end of that week, preparing, I was so tired of it, but I was so grateful that I was able to do it. I was able to focus into something. I was able to actually help somebody else bring a character to life through that moment. And so I was doing a lot of paper mache. I did a lot of photography. And in this week, I'll be doing a lot of writing, because I will have a blog, I will have a newsletter, and I have this video to put out as an update. So whatever medium that you can access, do it. And if you've never done it before, go try it. All it takes is one little class, even just a painting, a writing class, a writing workshop, a photography workshop, anything that helps you heal creatively. Use it, access it. So, where am I now? Well, now I'm still in the process of healing. I have come through a busy month. I have helped a lot of clients. I've worked with a lot of clients, and they have given me joy. My art gives me joy. I've got things coming up this summer that I am so excited about, that I have so much more purpose in me than just trying to get pregnant again. So there's so many different things that I can still access while I'm healing. And for me, it is healing to travel and to do things I wouldn't normally do, and meet people I wouldn't normally meet, have conversations I wouldn't normally have and stay in my house by myself. So this Mother's Day, as you're struggling to come to grips with not being a mom, you've had miscarriages, maybe you have, you've got your adopted children. You know what? Motherhood is kind of like it's more than just having a physical child. I believe that mothering is a spirit. You know, you can have a mothering spirit. There's things that mothers do that it encompasses everything in your whole life. Even though I haven't, had babies yet, I feel like I've mothered quite a few people, and I've inspired people, I've mentored people. I still am. I feel like there's so many different things that a mother does that you've probably already done part of it. And then never give up hope for if you are trying to have physical children. Don't give up hope, but also know there's so many different things that you can do to still be on that path as a mother, that just because your kids aren't here yet or you're still dreaming and hoping one day, there's so many different things you can do with purpose that have to do with mothering as well. So don't forget to just keep moving forward and celebrate Mother's Day, or don't. Don't feel obligated to do it. Just understand that you are where you are and I am where I am. And find something good about your life right now and be thankful for where you are. I almost forgot to tell you one more cool thing that I did to work through the process of grief. I went over to the tattoo parlor and I got my second tattoo. Well, I say second as in second miscarriage tattoo of a pink crown with stars on top, because I felt like that vision came to me in California as I was in like the heart of Disneyland, and I saw this cute little pink clip on the ground, and it was a little crown, and I was like, oh, well, that's kind of sweet, thinking that my baby was going to be a girl. And so I ended up naming her Mira. I got a pink crown in honor of her memory. And so it turned out really cool, and I'll show you a really bad photo of it so you can see how awesome it looks. And so that was one of my healing techniques. I enjoy getting tattoos, so yay. Hey, just reminding you that Punches of Pink airs on the 7th, 17th, and 27th of every month. I have really cool guests coming up for you. I will be also updating you on my personal life and what I'm walking through creatively and life-wise and everything. I believe in authenticity and sharing where we are as human beings and being open with each other about our struggles, about our failures, about our successes. And I'm talking about real life experiences. So that's my goal on Punches of Pink. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you soon.